Today we gather here to witness the power, determination, and sheer dedication of these extraordinary athletes.
Because we've got good athletes, good bodybuilders out there.
Bodybuilding is a form of art.
There's a lot of challenges that I can't even list as for now.
Blending discipline, strength, and artistic beauty into an unforgettable display. As the competitors take the stage,
it takes courage and bravery.
Let us not only admire their physiques, but also acknowledge the countless hours of hard work and sacrifice.
And it's a sport that requires you to be on guard 24/7.
That have brought them to this moment. Each of these athletes has faced countless challenges.
I got back again because bodybuilding made me feel alive.
Pushing their bodies to the limit and never giving up on their dreams.
Demands you to be on point.
These individuals have overcome obstacles and pushed through pain to reach the pinnacle of their sport.
People should stop looking at it like, no, these are just hooligans. These are people who can beat you. No, we are just as friendly as everybody else. So I think I strongly would want to dissolve or dilute the notion that people have that bodybuilding is all about beating people, being door bouncers, and so on and so forth. When you're a bodybuilder, you can end up being a model. You can end up being an actor. You can end up being on a banner, on a billboard for anything. You can also end up being a security, VIP security for a certain firm, for an individual also. And all these things, you can find them in bodybuilding. So we shouldn't just be looking at bodybuilding as being a place where someone will punch you, they'll haul you up and throw you in the bin. No, it's not like that. We're just like any other sport.
And what really inspired me to become a bodybuilder is because I've always been into the fitness world, and I just loved the fitness just in general.
Started bodybuilding way back in 2005, somewhere there. I think I was at school. I didn't take it as a sport. I was very tired, and because I was at a boarding school, so the story of being bullied made me to go and socialize with the big guys in the school, and they had their crankshaft in their dormitories. That's how I started. Then after my school thing, then I realized that, oh, okay, I can take it upon as a sport. I start my workouts around 6, and it takes me from 6, 7. I'm like, I'm done with my workouts probably around 10. Then from 10, I need to have some rest. So my whole day is just about bodybuilding, fitness, training people.
Everyone can shine like the stars in their own way. Everyone can shine like the sun if they choose to. They just have to believe in themselves. Believe in themselves.
As National Sports Council, we also want you people to be gender sensitive. Whenever we are going for these sports activities, most of the times we find the women are very few. We can find 100 men and just 2 women. So congratulations, Kawata Gym and Bodybuilding present. Thank you very much.
Each sport has got their own way of dressing. I cannot wear a dress. I won't retain my masculinity and my physique. So as for me, I understand how people take it. To be honest, even my mom at first, when she saw me in a bikini, she wasn't happy about it because they have this perception of us women, we don't listen, we are wild. But that's not how it is. To be honest, bodybuilding is one of the most disciplined sport, I might say, because it entails discipline in you as an athlete. And people will always talk. Look at athletics. You cannot wear a long tight. You're supposed to wear, they wear long tights and short tights at the same time because that's what is meant for the sport. So as for bodybuilding, we have different categories and we've got different types of costume that they wear. So as for me, I'm okay with it because I cannot wear something that doesn't show my masculinity. I need to portray my masculinity for people to see what bodybuilding is.
So on that one, you're asking is open bodybuilding. There's a physique I think you saw where they wear shorts, and there's what other federations call the Bermuda model and so on and so forth. But bodybuilding is about showing your muscles. So you're trying as much as possible to show all the muscles of your body and just hiding parts that are not supposed to be shown to the public. I know the public goes astray, oh no, it's got a small member, but it's not small, please, believe me. And it should not be a focus for anybody who is interested in bodybuilding. You need to focus on the size of the muscles, the cuts, and the symmetry. How balanced is this person? Do they look okay? Do they look... There are people that are big on the upper body, they are small on to the lower body. There are people that have got best symmetry, upper body and lower body, everything is okay. Those are the things that we need to look at.
Right now, I'll be honest, my family and friends and my fans, the response has been so overwhelming. They've been so supportive. They have been there for me. There are days that I never felt like hitting the gym, not to train, felt like giving up my bodybuilding career, but they've been so supportive. They've shown me love, encouragement, and sympathy throughout the journey. But at first, people were not happy about it, especially seeing me in a bikini, especially my family at first. To be honest, my mom never liked it. They were against it. They thought maybe you being in bodybuilding, wearing that bikini on stage, it wasn't right. The Zambian culture, especially as a woman, because you're showing your whole body, but especially like the back. You know the stage we've got the back pose. It's like the whole back, your bum is facing the stage, the audience, and so everyone, people had their own different perspective about it.
So I think one of the things is we are also trying to educate the journalists on what bodybuilding is all about, so that when they are writing their stories, they should know which one is a tricep, which one is a bicep. And obviously from their own pages, from their own news bulletins, they should say, this is what happened, other than just showing a picture somebody and then people start attacking that person that has got a small member and stuff. We're not there to show our members.
Truth be told, when I started, literally my wife called me stupid because by then I was a church elder, and then quitting the church position to pursue my bodybuilding career. Of course, you can tell that I had all the negativities that you can think of coming from left and right. And my wife has been very supportive because she has always been there for me, though at first she was very much against it, and at one point she thought of quitting the marriage, but we discussed about that, and she became very supportive. And as for my family, they are very supportive. They don't miss a show. Whenever I'm competing, they're always there. And when I go out, they always make sure that they watch the live streams. So my family so far has been very supportive, and my friends too.
I'll highlight the most important challenges. Bodybuilding is more of a personal sport. It's not a teamwork thing. And it's a sport that requires you to be on guard 24/7. So it needs discipline, and you need finances because it's very expensive. I need nutrition. I need someone to help me with my gym subscription. But then in Zambia, it's very difficult to find like potential sponsors. Like you've got just a personal sponsor, which is number one challenging because we need a lot. The lot is needed, it's time, the supplements, the food. And also one thing I've realized, we don't have like coaches in Zambia. There's no recognition of who is a coach. So we just push each other, like we team up as partners, like with fellow athletes, then we start pushing each other, and that tends to be like we coach each other in short. I would say we are coaches of each other as athletes.
Unfortunately, because I was serving as a church elder for Seventh-day Adventists, so the church was against it. They stood and they cautioned me that if I continue, I might lose my position in the church. Unfortunately, I stopped, and I got back again because bodybuilding made me feel alive. So I quit the church positions to pursue my bodybuilding career.
Our sport also is not very much recognized in the country. They consider it like, I remember when this new Dawn government was coming into power, it said it's not going to look at any sport as a minor sport.
The government under the leadership of the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, is working on modalities to improve the funding mechanism so that all sporting disciplines benefit equally from the budgeted funds.
But believe me, what we are seeing, our sport is still considered, I don't even think they consider it as a minor, because I think the association has tried to learn to the government for the finances, like they should take us to go and compete outside the country, because as it is in Zambia, we don't have a pro bodybuilder. And we can only have one if we do the outside shows. The challenge is that the government doesn't really put in that much so that we get to have more trips and get to have that exposure so that we can have people that turn into pros. We have the potential in Zambia because mostly when we have guys going out to compete, they would dominate that side. But the thing is that we don't go frequently and we don't go to the shows that will make someone turn into a pro.
I think the way forward could be the government to step in, because so far our executive are doing everything possible to beg for funds in different companies, but unfortunately they are not getting enough, because as also companies, they get tired to sponsor a show over and over again. So even when they are sponsoring, even the way they are sponsoring becomes dropping the things that they are putting in, they become to drop. I think it's high time that the government stepped in bodybuilding and consider it as a sport, just like football, because so far the government is not sponsoring in anything, including the governmental hall where the shows are hosted. They are paying to host a national sport. They are also paying. So
also the media people, I think they've got something to play. Because we have shows like we have the in-houses, we have like, say, Mr. Kanyama, there's Mr. Matero, there's Mr. Kabwata. It's very rare that you find a media house like capturing that event. I think that's one of the reasons that why our sport doesn't get to be exposed. Because you find that it will be only individuals capturing that show on phones and what. We don't find like serious media houses. You won't see ZNBC at any of our shows capturing that show so that they can televise it. It's very rare that they will do that.
I literally do everything for myself, starting from the meals, from the gym participation, and especially the meals. The meals are very expensive.
And that's not true. When they tell you, no, you eat the whole chicken and so on. No, when you eat a lot at once, you develop a tummy. It's like, we call it a bloat. You develop a tummy. So you need to eat in bits, but frequently. So, and then also you need to check how much is, maybe you're eating about 70 grams chicken, 130 grams pure rice, and so much from the vegetables. So it's a myth. When somebody tells you they eat 2 chickens, it's a myth. But that 2 chicken can be done in 2 days, or maybe in a day. You can do a day or 2 of that for chicken. So it's a myth. Yeah. So you shouldn't think, no, for you to become a bodybuilder, you need to, no, it's not true.
They say bodybuilders eat a lot. Is it the case with you?
Okay, like for me, in a day, I'll eat about 5 meals.
In a day?
In a day.
Oh.
But it should be 7 meals or 8 meals. You see? But like for me, I've always been struggling with appetite. So I try at least 5 meals in a day.
And those should be heavy meals?
It should be small portions. So like in the morning, breakfast, you have about 5 eggs. 5 eggs. Then after training, you do again maybe 5 eggs with rice. Then boiled potatoes, fish, and then on.
Wow, then bodybuilding should be an expensive sport.
In fact, it is a very expensive sport because you need supplements. You need supplements, you need food.
A diet is a major important role in a bodybuilder's life because that's what determines your muscle growth and how your body will respond at the end of the day and at the end of your prep. If you're not dieting properly, your body won't respond to the way it's supposed to be because you need to build your muscle when you're bulking, and so which means your diet is really important. What you're going to eat through your bulking phase and going into your cutting season really matters the most. So to me, dieting is a major important role in any bodybuilder's life.
When I'm off season, definitely the foods that I'll be eating during prior to my contest are totally different. Yeah.
You know, you need rest. You know, it's very involving.
Because if you can eat 5 eggs in the morning, 5 eggs maybe in the afternoon, so in a day, a tray is gone.
In a day, I have about 2 trays.
What?
In a tray.
2 trays in a day?
2 trays in a day.
And the tray is about 50 kwachas.
So in a week, you can imagine how many trays.
We're looking at taking a lean body, like a body that will show parts and stuff. So we avoid to eat like carbohydrates because carbohydrates mostly turn into fat. And we don't need to look fat at this stage. So it's more of protein, less carbohydrates.
Nutrition, wellness, health, fitness, they're correlate. And I'm very happy we are introducing small seminars where we can be discussing the same nutrition and wellness in a broader perspective. In most of the bodybuilders, they just go, okay, we are going to go off carbs, we're going to start bulking up. But as a federation, we're just not looking at athletes.
When I'm preparing for a show, I don't spend less than 12,000 just to prepare for a show, to get the gear, the supplementation, the food, and the gym membership. So I really lack sponsorship Although I have a few of my close friends who help me there and there, but it's not enough because you cannot always bother people to help you, even though they are helping you on themselves. But you certainly feel that guilt that they shouldn't supposed to do that. So I'm looking forward maybe for a company that can come through and sponsor me, or maybe I can become a brand ambassador of some product. Maybe I can get a very good sponsorship. So far, I've been sponsoring myself. The local shows and the outings for Zimbabwe, everything, I've been doing that for myself. I know it's very challenging to sponsor yourself in a very expensive sport like this, also taking care of the family. Yeah.
The challenges that I faced during prepping for the Z Nationals was a little bit of funds, especially because bodybuilding, you know, it's a very expensive sport, and it demands you to be on point. So the challenge that I faced was me raising the funds to prep for my meals and everything. Getting a new costume was a little bit of a challenge, which I didn't even manage to get at some point. But luckily, thank God to my clients and my job and my boss, they really helped me to push through, and I got through to my preparations and we made it.
As an athlete, I feel bodybuilding is not that fully recognized by the government. Because me as an individual, you know, there's a lot that I invest in. I'll give a practical example. Like when I was preparing for Kapenda Classic, I invested like more than 15,000, and I came out the prize money which I got was the 1,000. So on a point of an athlete, I feel that's not good.
Coming on board, that was a very easy call to make and warmed up so easily. We have been knocking on various doors and a lot of people approach the wall. And I also would want to highlight that we need to sensitize our athletes and the communities around us that bodybuilding for a start should not be about the money. The people that are organizing sports, the bodybuilding events, should not be looking at the money as a primary goal. We need to attract a lot of people to come on stage. But primarily, we have the challenges just to send this message out. How do we send this message out? We need some finances. And this year, we haven't received so much to help administratively. We've received a bit to help in staging competitions, but administratively, it's been a challenge. And now passing on the information that this which is happening shouldn't be happening is also a bit of a challenge.
I'm on Ugala double power, 3,000 watts.
The ministry doesn't really sponsor us. Like this whole year, we never had international competitions, which means you're preparing, wasting your money because most of the athletes here in Zambia were self-sponsored, and it's really hard to sponsor yourself. And at the end of the day, after preparing, not going for competition, that demoralizes us as the athletes. So as for me, the challenges that I faced here as a Zambian bodybuilder is especially not having funds coming from the ministry to help us to achieve our goals and to push through our career. It has really been a big blow because self-sponsorship is really hard and it's so hectic because you have to look at the gym, you have to pay your membership if you don't have a gym that you are training there for free, and you have to look about your diet, you need to buy your meals and groceries so at least you are preparing for your competition, especially during the prep. Like normally you have like a 6 to 12 weeks preparations for a competition, and it's not really that easy because whatever that we eat counts. And I think I'll pray that in the future, if the government can come through to help us, it will really be a good thing for us.
We live with hope. Like one day, maybe the government will come and consider our sport. We just look at it so that we can have pro bodybuilders.
After a tightly contested show, Mwila emerged over a winner and bagged his 11th Mr. Zambia title that came with a 40,000 cash flow.
Talking about the ex-guys, I don't know, that would be more of a personal thing, but the way I look at it, I wouldn't say any of them attended what they wanted.
Looking forward for the big one on Saturday
Yeah, the training has been quite okay, and I'm very
Like I said, we don't have a pro bodybuilder. And I feel every bodybuilder's dream is to be a pro bodybuilder. The fact that we don't have one, in my back of my brain, I would say no one attended that. So I don't think so. But we are inspired the fact that we've got people that did this with the love of it, despite them turning pro, but they showed us how to go about it. And they showed that there's potential in this if we keep going, and we really don't gain much.
Jonas, 5,000 what?
We, as amateur bodybuilders, we tend to invest more, and the output is very minimal. It's not even half of what we put in. So it's very, when you say, how do we encourage others to come, that will come to the association. It's about, if they put a good cake, they are like, okay, now we are going for the Z Nations. If there's a price that is enticing to bodybuilders, say, if they get to know that a bodybuilder has won maybe a house.
Position number 1 champion, Mr. Zambia, Nelson Chabota. A plot and 2,000 blocks and 5,000 quarter cash.
I think despite someone turning pro, that will just motivate the upcoming. They will be thinking of, okay, even if I don't turn pro, but if I can win a house with bodybuilding, it's good.
Well, first and foremost, it's been very flat. Bodybuilding has been around Lusaka. So if you go with a big guy outside of Lusaka, they'll know that this guy is from Lusaka. So we want to try and open shows around the country. Mongu, Copperbelt, Northwestern Province, and so on and so forth. The key factor is really we just want participation, people to come and have a great time onto this stage. There is very little that we can do in as much as maybe giving them back the prize monies. The prize, currently we are all sponsored. So if the sponsor gives us 10,000, we cannot put that as a pinnacle and say, okay, this is what we're going to do to give a proper prize money. It's a bit of an uphill battle, but we are working towards it. And it just relates back to the initial point. We need the support. We need people from the corporate board entities to come on, because our stages can be used both for product promotion, visibility, product activation.
I would love to encourage women out there who want to get into bodybuilding. It takes courage and braveness to step on that stage in a bikini and to show the world who you are. Don't be discouraged by what people say about the social media and other people out there, because they have their own perspective about bodybuilding. And be brave enough to go against the world, because it's about you and you yourself and nobody else. It's for them to accept that this is how we're supposed to dress as bodybuilders, and they should give us the respect that we deserve as bodybuilders.
Actually, now it has even turned into my income-earning career.
I think I would call upon the government to recognize our sport, because there's a lot that we put in this sport. And personally, I feel the government hasn't yet recognized bodybuilding fraternity. So
it's also a career just like any other football, or netball, or volleyball, or basketball, because they are more concerned about football.
Because bodybuilding, it's more than just portraying your muscles and the muscularity and the physique. It comes to a healthy part as well.
We want to build a brand that everybody would want to associate with.
We are shining, no one can bring you down. Shining, this is Yali. No one can bring you down. Shining, this is Yali. We are shining, no one can bring you down.
manifesta rizokamba sinzakafika pati njela kulebebwelane mutambe. These are the words of affirmation. He said it's a new divination. You gotta look in the mirror, you should never put yourself in a box, so you never get scared of the foe. Every master was a story before. Shipikisha mpaka utenge gold. Panga stance, you go reach all your goals. Without a doubt, seems uncle boss.
Everyone can shine like the stars in their own way. Everyone can shine like the sun if they choose to. They just have to believe in themselves. Believe in themselves. Cause see, I'm